I shared in a previous video a manufacturing health check, which allowed you to quickly gauge how well your business is going in 4 areas. Those were people, leadership, process management and quality. Let's assume you've taken the health check and your leadership score came in under 40%. Now that's more common than you'd think, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. But it is something you should act on quickly. A low leadership score usually means that your team leads aren't clear on what performance looks like, don't have routines to drive consistent results, and struggle to lead with confidence or alignment. In this video, I'll show you how to use AI tools like ChatGPT to build a leadership development plan, practical routines, coaching tools, and real structure for your shop floor leaders in minutes, not months. Let's look at the questions from the health check. Do your leaders understand how their areas are performing? Do they engage in positive conflict to drive commitment? Do they work together as a team to deliver results? Do they understand the vision and the purpose of the organisation? And do they have the skills needed to lead? And if your answer was no to most of those, then it's no surprise that what you'll be seeing will be confusion on the shop floor, repetition of the same mistakes, and poor cross-team communication. So what's the fix? Well, it's to build structure into the way your leaders lead. Let's ask AI to help, and we can use ChatGPT or whatever tool you like to use, and we'll give it this prompt. Act as a manufacturing leadership coach. My site scored under 40% in leadership on a lean diagnostic. Create a 6-week plan to build confident, capable team leaders, include routines, alignment meetings, coaching actions, and key behaviours. And here we can see a really rapid 6-week plan. This won't be the final plan we'll use, but it's a really good starting point. So we can see week 1 is about setting the standard. So kick off with an alignment meeting, define what good leadership looks like. This is a time to get the team leaders' feedback and really understand how people view what good leadership is. And then we introduce daily routines. These are really simple ways to get the team aligned. Could be a team huddle at the start or end of the shift, just 5 or 10 minutes maximum. And also leaders to walk the floor twice per shift, looking for safety, quality, and checking on progress. Then we have coaching actions, so shadowing leaders in huddles, giving immediate feedback, so we're looking at quality rather than just compliance. And lastly, we're looking at key behaviours, so we want visibility from leaders, consistency across the leadership team, and a calm presence to give the team confidence. Moving on to week 2, it's about building confidence in basics, so the meeting rhythm, the daily huddles in place, and a weekly leadership review, and now it's suggesting look at metrics, people issues and priorities. Moves on to the leader routine, so introduce leader standard work. That could be checklists around safety, KPIs, one-to-ones. Leader standard work is a topic in its own right. And we can ask ChatGPT to build us those if we really want to do. Here we're coaching leaders on how to run the huddle confidently, so using voice, body language and clarity. And the key behaviours we're looking for is clear communication. We're looking at facts, not emotions, and closing the loop so people understand where everybody is. Then in week 3, this is where we're focusing on people and engagement. So an alignment meeting to introduce the engagement check. We're going to start involving the team in what these look like and share why we're doing them. And the leader routine for this week is that every leader to have one structured one-to-one with a team member every week. The coaching action to make sure it improves is that we sit in on one-to-one, so the ops manager might sit in with the frontline managers, the factory manager might sit in with the ops managers, but everybody's looking at the process, seeing how it can be improved. And the key behaviours that we're looking to ask, not tell people. We want to listen, we want to recognise effort in public, and we want to correct in private so that people feel trusted and willing to take part in what we're doing. Week 4 is about driving standards and problem solving. So here we had a tier 2 meeting where leaders escalate reds from the huddles. So that could be that performance numbers are not hit or particular problems have happened. And the leader routines now is that we're building in problem solving. So whether that's 5 whys, A3 problem solving or any other method that you're using, then it comes into this routine. The coaching actions are that we review the problem solving with people and praise rigour, not speed. So at this point, because it's a new process, we're looking for people to go through the steps to complete the process rather than are they correct every time. And the key behaviours, we're now building fact-based problem solving with ownership and resilience. Week 5 is where we start to develop team autonomy. So the alignment meeting reinforces the leader's role in developing team capability. We're not firefighting everything themselves, they're bringing the team in to help. The leader routines could be that the leader delegates one improvement activity to their team I would suggest very small at this point, so it could be one task within a 5S exercise, or one minor SMED improvement, or it could be a visual check. If we try to do too much too soon, the team won't move with us and things won't get done. The coaching action is that we observe delegations and we start to coach leaders on how to support without micromanaging. And the key behaviours we're building now are trust, empowerment, and following actions through. Week 6 is about consolidating and stretching. So now we're assessing progress against leadership standards. So we want confidence, engagement, problem solving, consistency. And the routines around that are that we standardise successful routines into permanent leader standard work documents. So now we're building a library of leader standard work that new or existing leaders will use as their basis for a standard operating procedure. The coaching actions that will give one-to-one feedback sessions with the leaders, and we might agree longer term stretch goals, so now a 90-day stretch goal. And the key behaviours, we want consistency under pressure, developing others, and accountability for results. Here we can see there's a summary of the routines, meetings, and it talks about a next step. And then finally, we're given clues onto a next step, so launch with a short leadership kick-off workshop where we share the site leadership standards, we walk through the 6-week roadmap, and we set personal leadership commitments so the team really can get behind what we're trying to do. That plan takes you from a low score and firefighting to visible structure and shared ownership in just 6 weeks. Now we've got a 6-week plan, let's get really specific and try some of these prompts. So first of all, write a 1-page SOP for a daily 10-minute leader huddle in a manufacturing environment. And here we've got an SOP that we can use to refine with the team. So it gives us a title, it's the daily team leader huddle, it takes 10 minutes. What's the scope? Well, it's all production team leaders and the direct teams, and its frequency, once per shift at the start of the shift, or hand over if multiple times. And it gives us a purpose to provide a structured, consistent daily routine that ensures every team member understands the plan, key priorities and issues, and that leaders can engage the team, align performance and escalate problems quickly. What I've seen lots of times with meetings is they lose the purpose. So having that purpose at the top of the SOP really adds clarity. It gives us suggested responsibilities and then an agenda, which you can refine with the team. It talks about visual aids, so having a board, having an action log, and having escalation triggers. And lastly, it suggests key behaviours that are going to help this process really accelerate. So keep it short, listen, recognise effort, and always close with clarity. So very quickly, we have an SOP that's really usable in the workplace that we can refine with the team leaders. A second example we can use in this process is something like create a checklist team leaders can use to coach operatives during shift handovers. And here we've got the suggested coaching checklist. And the purpose is to ensure safe, clear and consistent shift handovers while developing operative confidence and accountability. It puts safety first, fantastic doing safety spotting, then quality, so reviewing quality checks, asking operatives what's the most important quality check on this job. Then it goes through production status, so targets versus actual, covers off clarity and communication, ensuring people know what they should do, then coaching opportunities, and finally closing out, so capturing issues and escalating anything that's suitable. And then as a final example, let's take a look at this prompt. Generate a script or template for leaders to give performance feedback, something that we all probably recognise is really difficult to give feedback. And here we can see there's a script, so set the context with the situation. So when we were running line 2 yesterday afternoon, or during the changeover this morning, we described the behaviour, so it's factual and not opinion. So I noticed you double check the quality samples before restarting the line. And then we explain the impact, so people understand the consequences of the actions that they take. So that helped us catch a defect early, and then we reinforce or redirect with coaching. If it's positive, that's exactly the type of ownership we need. Keep doing that. And just think how powerful that will be for that team member to receive positive feedback on what they've done. Or it could be on development. It could be next time, please update the log straight away so the team has the full picture. It's very clear, this is what I saw, this is the behaviour, this is the potential impact, and then either positively reinforce or look for development feedback. And then we check understanding. Do you understand why that happened? Does that make sense? Can you commit to doing that every shift? And we close with confidence. Thanks for your effort. Or I'll check in tomorrow to see how it's gone. And then it gives us a quick reference template. It works on situation, behaviour, impact, coaching and commitment. So with this approach, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting with structure and then tailoring it to your operation and involving your teams. And that might raise a question, how do we make the output stick? And this is where most people can go wrong. They generate great content but don't implement it. Here's what I recommend. Start with one shift, one daily huddle. Print the SOP, laminate it and stick it at the huddle board. Trial the coaching checklist. Get feedback from team leaders. And host the weekly alignment meeting, even if it's messy at first. And really important, celebrate small wins visibly. If people start to associate positive reinforcement with small wins, they'll want to do it more and more. And remember, the essence of Kaizen, you don't need to fix everything at once. Just pick one new leadership habit, embed it, and build from there. Here's the final takeaway. A weak leadership system isn't about bad people. It's about unclear expectations and missing structure. The reality is AI can help you design the plan, write the documents, and coach the behaviours, all in under an hour. So if your leadership score is under 40%, don't sit on it. Take action. Use AI to help draft the routine and build leadership habits your team can count on. If you like the content here, be sure to subscribe and drop me a comment. I'd love to chat with you. See you next time.